Okay, I gotta be honest with you guys regarding some of the latest stuff going down in the Boruto anime. Now, I believe the latest episode as of the recording of this video is episode 166, and 167 comes out tomorrow with the aftermath of the battle that we just had. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said I was completely impressed with everything that's been going on with the anime, because there's been some stuff that I haven't been too fond of, but I gotta give credit where it's due, and we gotta talk about episode 166 with the battle of Deepa and Victor versus Konohamaru, Mugino, Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. And boy, if only we got our hands on episodes like these more often, Boruto anime would be in a better place. Let's get into it, baby. Let's talk some Boruto anime.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be though.
Okay, so where we're at in the Boruto anime right now, we're in the midst of the whole Kara activation stuff with the anime extended stuff, or the anime filler, or anime only, whatever you want to call it. Regarding some of the Kara members that we didn't really get to see, in particular, one of them we saw in the manga for a very short amount of time, Victor, the older gentleman, but we didn't get to see Deepa because Deepa's like made specifically for the anime. But I gotta say, for starters, if we are comparing Deepa to Urashiki, because seemingly Deepa is the replacement for Urashiki up until the point where Urashiki was completely defeated in the time travel arc, you know, when they went back to the past or whatever. Urashiki was like kind of the glooming villain of the Boruto anime in particular. Like, you would see other stuff go down or whatever, but Urashiki would always appear and it'd be like, oh, he's back again, or oh, we gotta deal with him again, and then he was finally swiftly defeated, and that was that. But now Deepa seems to be that he's taking up the mantle of being the new anime only big villain. Again, Kara is in the works, and this is in the Kara activation stuff, and technically Deepa is a part of Kara, but he seems as though he's the replacement for Urashiki as that anime only villain that is like doom and gloom. But I gotta say, with episode 166 already, I'm rocking with Deepa a lot more than Urashiki. Urashiki was somewhat of an embarrassment to his clan, to the Otsutsuki. He like, yo, it was not cool at all. Like, Urashiki, I mean, for crying out loud, he got his ass kicked by Boruto and fucking little Naruto before even he was in his Shippuden, you know what I'm saying, powered up form and shit like that. Like, Urashiki was terrible in comparison to what we've seen of Deepa so far, because this battle that we got, I was just like, yo. But we also got to talk about a disappointment in there, because Konohamaru, I'm looking at you. We're going to talk about that in a second, because they're all together. The fight is about to go down, and Victor's like, yo, let's split up, and, you know, I'll take these two, you take those three. And Victor sends Konohamaru and Mugino, which Mugino is who Konohamaru wishes he could be, who he should be. You know, Konohamaru, let's just get into it. Konohamaru, right? Grandson of Hiruzen Sarutobi. Grandson of one of the greatest leaders of Konoha's history. Grandson of him. Nephew of Asuma, a fucking amazing legendary shinobi. And student of Naruto Uzumaki. And Konohamaru, I mean, for crying out loud, okay, to Victor's credit, Victor is, you know, strong, he's fast and all of that shit, but Konohamaru alongside Mugino, they were getting just played around with. Victor looked like he could have probably even take them out if it wasn't for the fact that after a certain point in the battle, he had to go over to check what was going on with Deepa, because he heard that explosion and shit like that. But I'm just saying, like, Konohamaru, especially throughout this arc right now, which, again, the arc in totality hasn't been the greatest, you know, with the whole 4 clone brothers and how they're trying to steal Hashirama's DNA and all of that shit, whatever. But Konohamaru was just like, I expected a lot more from him, especially considering him being a part of, you know, the anime only thing they could have really built in him. And it seems as though what they've done for Mugino's character in this arc is what they should have done for Konohamaru. Like, I'm not saying that Konohamaru should have been this hardened, you know, soldier that Mugino is, but come on, fam. Like, Konohamaru, I ain't gonna lie, fam, you look like you really leaning towards belonging in the trash bin. Like, that's how bad it is, because it's just like, yo, kick Victor's ass, what are you doing? But we have the battle, and again, it's Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki versus Deepa. And also you have one of those 4 clone brothers, which whatever, is an anime-only character, looks like a filler character to begin with. And Deepa is just an absolute monster. He busted Sarada up to the point where she got blood leaking everywhere. Some people thought like, oh my god, is she, you know, activating? No, it's just that he's kicking ass, and she got blood all over her face. She's trying to do some shit using her Sharingan, and the animation, the art and animation in this episode, again, is like, this is how you do anime-only stuff. If you're gonna do it right. This is the shit that I'm just like, why can't Period give us this more often? Because, yeah, this isn't canon technically. I guess it's canon with the anime. We're not gonna get into that, okay? You're right, whatever. You think that, okay, I get it, because I already know what people are gonna tell me. Alright, but for it being not from the manga stuff, I'm impressed. I'm impressed of seeing these 3 genin actually getting worked on and not being able to do shit against Deepa, because one of the best parts of so far this whole entire arc, to be honest with you, is when they came up with the strategy to set up for Boruto to hit Deepa with the Rasengan. And it's like, oh shit, here we go, you know. Par for the course is not the most impressive thing in the world, but it looks great, it looks dope, the art is dope, the animation's dope, and the fact that they're using strategy and all that shit, yeah. And even when Deepa is getting hit by it, he's screaming, oh man, I'm there like, yo, the pain that he must be feeling, like, oh, poor Deepa. And the fact that he trolled them, the fact that Deepa trolled them, and the entire time he's there pretending that he's in absolute agony, when in reality it ain't even bothering him. He's just like, he starts laughing after a certain point, and I'm just like, that is right there, that moment right there when he laughed at the Rasengan and trolled Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki is what separates Deepa from Urashiki and puts Deepa like right here. And Deepa's only been around and he's barely been that heavily involved, but between that moment, which that right there is the defining moment, but also a few episodes back, the battle between him and Omoi and Omoi's peoples, and how he killed 2 of Omoi's peoples, and like, because he made a promise, I'm not gonna kill Omoi, but he killed the 2 other dudes and beat the crap out of Omoi. That the fact that 166 starts with Omoi saying, I'm too fucked up, just leave me here and shit, like, yo, I am all aboard the Deepa hype train now. If only Urashiki, mwah, RIP, you piece of trash, because this guy right here is what we need in the Boruto anime. Deepa, baby. And then following the trolling, not only does he already embarrass and insult Boruto and them, he humiliated Boruto and them, embarrassed them, like, just on another level. He flicks Boruto away and sends him flying into, like, I don't, what was it, a boulder or some shit like that. Massive, major impact. And I'm just like, yo, I want to see more of that, because it makes the villains feel credible and it makes the power scaling feel more realistic. One of the problems I've had with the Boruto series is the fact that it, like, upscales Boruto and them to a power level that they really shouldn't, because they're genin and they haven't been through the hardships of, like, the genin of the past of Konoha and shit like that. And it downplays Naruto and Sasuke and them. Having Deepa, which he's supposed to be a part of the next big group of villains and shit like that, actually treating them like children that don't belong on the battlefield and flicking them away and shit, that's a lot better for the whole power scaling and everything involved with Boruto right now. And I was just like, oh, Deepa, where have you been all this series? And then even, you know, taking it another step further, one of those 4 twin brothers or whatever, he even tries to use a technique to sacrifice himself in order to defeat Deepa, and it's for nothing. Like, it doesn't even work on Deepa either, because seemingly a part of his ability is that he could turn parts of his body into, like, it looks like a steel type of element. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but basically he could turn his whole body and encase his whole body in this, like, steel form that it's hard to penetrate. Like, that's how he was able to basically not to get bodied by Boruto Rasengan, because of that steel ability that he's been using. And out of everybody on that battlefield, all the good guys side, right, from Konohamaru, Mugino, Boruto, Sarada, one of the 4 twin brothers that sacrificed himself for nothing, which kind of their whole storyline was in the end relegated to jack shit because they all died and they didn't accomplish their goal, whatever. Fam, we even, like, this is why I'm saying, like, 166, one of the best episodes we've had. Like, between the Omoi versus Deepa episode and this episode, but this one trumps it completely. These have been some of the best episodes of the Boruto anime of 2020, because, again, we haven't had much stuff on the manga anyways, but then Mitsuki taking it another step up and going sage mode and telling him, like, yo, my parent told me not to use this because my body can't handle it, but I gotta do what I gotta do, fam, and kind of just giving Deepa a little bit of work and then taking off with Boruto and Sarada. I can't wait to the day where we have Mitsuki full on, like in a full on battle. I don't want to see him like, you know, running away or something stopping it. I want to see the day that Mitsuki can full on use the Sage Mode technique that he has, because that shit looks so sick, and just have a straight up battle and see if he kicks some major ass. Because right then and there, I was like, wait a minute, Mitsuki, you looking pretty sick right here. Mitsuki is the only one that kind of put in any type of work at all. Of course, he was smart enough to say, yeah, this dude, he's a bit of trouble. Let's take off, lads. But, oh, just bravo to what they've done with the latest episode of Boruto. It's like there's a few slow episodes, a few episodes, and then it's like a really great episode like the Omoi battle. And then this episode is like between, again, Boruto getting trolled, trying to use the Rasengan and getting dusted off, Sarada getting the living crap beat out of her, Mitsuki using Sage Mode, Deepa turning out to be a great villain, Konohamaru being a trash can. And then it seems as though the next episode, 167, we're gonna deal with the aftermath of everybody getting their ass kicked. Yeah, there are some moments in the Boruto anime. I'm not gonna say like this arc has been great, because there's been some, can we move on? But then when we get those great episodes, they're great. Shout out to Tony the Tiger. Curious what you guys think though. If you've been watching the Boruto anime, do you feel as though this is one of the best episodes of 2020 for the actual anime? Again, I mean, you could argue that the episode with the Mugino bandits is up there, because I think that was 2020 if I'm not mistaken. The finale of the Mugino bandits, that was a great episode too. But your thoughts on that? If you haven't been watching the Boruto anime, I recommend just checking out, seeing some of the good episodes, because some of these episodes, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it's hard to get through. There's some where I'm just like, oh boy, and then all of a sudden you get to an episode that's great and I'm like, yo! And your overall thoughts and expectations for the Boruto anime moving forward. Hopefully we can keep up this pace of some really awesome looking stuff, some great stuff, because it's like, if more anime only shit was at the quality of this episode, the Boruto anime wouldn't have the bad rep that it does. So I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. And yeah, Boruto anime, give us more of episode 166 quality, because that shit was great. Have an awesome one.
It's nights like this, and times like this, that I can give another